Well, back in the city again, right? Look at this. I hate that. Okay, there's a parked car there, and the guy's gonna look at. Don't mess with the dibs. See that spot's all shuffled out? That one as well, right there. Nobody parks in them spots. That many days later, right? Nope. We're boating. I think I'm gonna get a snack of noodle here at the gas station. I don't park in the spot over there. I park by the fuel pumps because it's a gas station, so it was engineered and set up that way, not as a convenience store, even though there is a convenience store there. When you go and park in the convenience store type parking lot spot, you risk getting into an accident backing out. I like these pullover masks more than the, like the tie-on kind to go behind your ears, because these things they don't fall off. You're not worried. Like, I don't have gigantic jumbo ears. Okay, so things don't hang on my ears very well. That would be including if I were to wear glasses, which I don't need. They wouldn't hold on very well. I'd have to be a nerd and have to have one of them straps in the back of my head to hold the glasses on. So I'm gonna have to put that rag on. You know what? Only nowadays. I mean, like, who would have thought just like a year and a half ago, putting like a mask on and going into a store and not being suspected of holding the place up. Now you're expected to do that. So look at all you guys didn't like that long video, did you? Nobody liked that video. I knew that was going to happen. Like, think about it. This just seems so sketchy, you know what I mean? You're going into a place, right? This is a stick up. Actually, there have been robberies in this city of Chicago. People putting on masks and stuff like that, and nobody thinks twice of it. And they're stick 'em up, man. They're holding you up for real. This is gonna be one of the more dangerous cities. Yeah, it is actually, but one of the more dangerous areas in Chicago, right here, where my kid works. But thank God it's not too deep into the neighborhood. It's right by the highway, right there, which is cool. So pretty much just most of the trip to work is using the highway. I think that's cool. It doesn't make it seem as far. But, that's my son's friend's car. He lives out by us, but my son feels stupid asking him for a ride all the time. Right there.
JC, I love working at my 40s. I love Commuting. Here at the store, we're more like family. But my favorite part about working at Thornton's is our guests. I love seeing their friendly faces and getting to know everyone. Having fun at work makes time fly. And on top of that, I have a flexible work schedule and earn quarterly bonuses.
There's always a lot of cops there too. Just coming into the city, you know, you keep hearing on the news in the past several days, actually the past month, record amount of carjackings. Like there was one that happened about 3 hours ago. Guy shoveling a spout out for his car, and take this mask off. And some people came up on him, pulled a gun. They had another getaway car. Another guy jumped in his Lexus, and they picked up some other hoodlum characters, and I don't know, cops busted them about 2 hours later. 15-year-old, 14-year-old, 12-year-old, and a 17-year-old were the carjackers. So a lot of it's not even like adults doing it, it's like kids and teenagers, some not even able to drive, I mean legally. I choose this gas station even though it's on the other side of the road, over that one over there, because that one right there with the horse, that place is like, that's too hood, that place over there. This one over here is more like more corporate. That one's a privately owned type of deal. Not interested. Not when you're in the city. Try to go to the big name places. Just a word of advice. Go all the way. Yeah, see how close it is that way? It's really nice. Like if the entire hood was just like this, it wouldn't be bad. But you go like 2 or 3 blocks down that way, and yeah, you want to get out of here. It's like the first couple of blocks aren't too bad. Like even going that way. Well, on the way back, all that snow. All that snow just means absolutely nothing by the curbside. I'm sorry. Why am I apologizing? Oh, because I'm the idiot making the videos with no content. So, I guess, I don't know, maybe cleaning the house be in order. I can't even get into the compound. I mean, it's just snow drifted in and everything, so. I mean, we're, what, 3rd day in February? You know that all that snow, like, makes the ground really cold, right? And, well, makes it that much more difficult for the sun to actually warm up the earth, the local earth right here, to the point where I don't know, it just, snow is all white and it reflects the sunlight and the ground itself is cold. We all know that, right? So the temperature for the day the high, I mean, has a hard time even getting above freezing. And to get scrap out by the curb, you need people to be incentivized, you know, instead of just dragging a couple of garbage cans out here and there. You know, not many people are willing to drag a refrigerator up to the curb when, you know, you're under a couple of feet of snow. You know, after the snow falls, even if it doesn't melt, over like the days following, the snow level starts sinking. It's not even melting. What's happening is the weight of the snow is compressing on top of itself and making the thickness go down. So the snow is actually becoming denser. So what you have is, if you have like a couple of days where it's above 32 degrees, the snow starts to melt and then it freezes overnight, and then you get like hard packed like ice rock snow. And that kind of snow doesn't melt at all. I mean, you need, I don't know, you need at least like a string of like 50 or 60 degree days. Put it this way, it would take a string of 65 degree days, like maybe 7 of them, to melt 95% of all this. So all you would see left would be like the snow piles, like by the curbside. And well, forget about that at the mall. At the mall, the snow mountains there, there'll still be like little remnants of them, mark my words. There'll still be remnants of snow mountains at the mall by the middle of April. So April 15th, I can guarantee you there'll at least be like some really dirty, hard-packed ice snow with like aluminum cans, cigarette butts, all that stuff stuck into it. But when we get this much, yeah, middle of April, so close to like summer if you think about it, like some hard-packed ice snow on like April 15th, May 15th, June 15th. So 2 months before the official beginning of summer, and actually a month and a half, just 6 weeks before meteorological summer, there's still some remnants of winter. I always think that's kind of fascinating. That only happens though, like when you get heavy winter snows like what we had. Maybe if we have like another one piled on top of this, like this doesn't melt too much, and then, you know, maybe a week or two from now we get another one on top of this. Oh yeah, that's gonna stay. And it helps keep the air temperature cold and the ground temperature frozen. So even we're gonna have a sunny day all day today, not a cloud in the sky. It ain't gonna get above freezing today. If all the snow wasn't here, it'd probably be about 40 degrees. Today it's probably gonna get up about 23 degrees at the most. Like right now, it's 11 degrees right now, Fahrenheit, not Celsius. For you Canadians that mostly live close to the border, let's just go with Fahrenheit. I mean, the metric system never caught on here. Like, I remember them teaching that to us when we were kids in school, like at grade school, teaching the metric system. And I remember thinking to myself, my 9-year-old self, I'm like, this is ridiculous. Everything is still marked in Old English, like gallons, pints, quarts. What's a liter? A liter? What's a meter? A centimeter? How about a quarter of an inch? I know what an inch is, right? I mean, well, after working on cars for so long, though, like especially American cars, half the nuts and bolts are American standard size, another half are metric sizes. So, you end up with two different types or sets of sockets and stuff like that, standard size sockets and metric. So, I mean, by now I have a complete concept of what metrics are, but still don't use them. Especially like that 10 millimeter socket. Why is the 10 millimeter socket always missing in the toolbox? Like, you get the 9 millimeter, you have the 11 millimeter, but if you own a set of sockets for more than a day or two, that 10 millimeter is gone. Consider that thing gone. I'm like thinking to myself, I should actually take a 10 millimeter socket and put it on a dedicated ratchet where it just does never come off. Well, King, how about just keeping the tools organized? Man, I got like thousands of sockets and stuff like that, and I can guarantee you if I went looking in one of my toolboxes, I would not find a 10 millimeter. Which is roughly equivalent to a 3/8 inch socket. And this video is going to be about as boring as the last one. So today, I want to clean out that minivan right there and see if we can get that going or something. Look at that. All that I have in that pickup truck right there is 2 pallets. That's it. 2 freaking pallets. I don't even know how I'm going to survive. I mean, sales are dead. Okay, the last thing that I sold was 2 snow throwers. I sold one in a snowstorm. That one, nobody ever bought. I listed it. I even had a picture of it in action, like throwing snow. Nope. It received 375 views, and nobody even inquired about it. I don't know what that means, but look at that mean lean to that Dodge. Can you see that? That spring really needs to be fixed. I mean, it's gotten worse. Well, those people still haven't moved that car. It's still snowbound. I should actually knock the snow off that bush, because when you get the snow and it's heavy like that, it actually deforms and ruins and bends the bushes. Those ones have been trimmed pretty good though, so they're not ruined. Look at Christmas lights, I'm still on. They're LEDs, so they don't really use that much electricity. So